Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 6, Book 60, number 297. Narrated by Masruq. While a man was delivering a speech in the tribe of Kinda, he said, "Smoke will prevail on the day of resurrection and will deprive the hypocrites their faculties of hearing and seeing. The believers will be afflicted with something like cold only thereof." That news scared us, so I went to Abdullah ibn Mas'ud while he was reclining, and told him the story, whereupon he became angry, sat up and said, "He who knows a thing can say it, but if he does not know, he should say, Allah knows best, for it is an aspect of knowledge to say, I do not know, if you do not know a certain thing." Allah said to his prophet, "Say, O Muhammad, no wage do I ask of you for this, Quran, nor I am one of the pretenders, a person who pretends things which do not exist." 38.86. The Quraysh delayed in embracing Islam for a period. So the Prophet invoked evil on him, saying, "O Allah, help me against them by sending 7 years of famine, like those of Joseph." So they were afflicted with such a severe year of famine that they were destroyed. Therein and ate dead animals and bones. They started seeing something like smoke between the sky and the earth, because of severe hunger. Abu Sufyan then came to the Prophet, and said, "O Muhammad, you came to order us to keep good relations with kith and kin, and your kinsmen have now perished, so please invoke Allah, to relieve them." Then Ibn Mas'ud recited, "Then watch you for the day that the sky will bring forth a kind of smoke plainly visible. But truly you will return to disbelief." 44.1015. Ibn Mas'ud added, "Then the punishment was stopped. But truly, they reverted to heathenism, their old way. So Allah threatened them thus, on the day when we shall seize you with a mighty grasp." 44.16. And that was the day of the Battle of Badr. Allah's saying, Lizama, the punishment, refers to the day of Badr. Allah's statement, Alif Lam Mim, the Romans have been defeated, and they, after their defeat, will be victorious. 30.13. This verse indicates that the defeat of Byzantine has already passed. Volume 6, Book 60, number 298. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, "No child is born except on al-Fitra, Islam, and then his parents make him Jewish, Christian or Magian, as an animal produces a perfect young animal. Do you see any part of its body amputated? Then he wrecked the religion of pure Islamic faith, Hanafa, i.e. to worship none but Allah, the pure Allah's Islamic nature with which he, Allah, has created mankind. Let there be no change in Allah's religion, i.e. to join none in Allah's worship. That is the straight religion. But most of men know not." 30.30. Volume 6, Book 60, number 299. Narrated by Abdullah. When there was revealed, "It is those who believe and confuse not their beliefs with wrong." 6.82. It was very hard for the companions of Allah's apostle, so they said, "Which of us has not confused his belief with wrong?" Allah's apostle said, "The verse does not mean this. Don't you hear Luqman's statement to his son? Verily, joining others in worship with Allah is a great wrong indeed." 31.13. Volume 6, Book 60, number 300. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. One day while Allah's apostle was sitting with the people, a man came to him walking and said, "O Allah's apostle, what is belief?" The Prophet said, "Belief is to believe in Allah, His angels, His books, His apostles, and the meeting with Him, and to believe in the resurrection." The man asked, "O Allah's apostle, what is Islam?" The Prophet replied, "Islam is to worship Allah and not worship anything besides Him, to offer prayers perfectly, to pay the compulsory charity i.e. zakat, and to fast the month of Ramadan. The man again asked, O Allah's Apostle, what is ihsan, i.e. perfection or benevolence? The Prophet said, ihsan is to worship Allah as if you see Him, and if you do not achieve this state of devotion, then take it for granted that Allah sees you. The man further asked, O Allah's Apostle, when will the hour be established? The Prophet replied, the one who is asked about it does not know more than the questioner does, but I will describe to you its portents. When the lady slave gives birth to her mistress, that will be of its portents. When the barefooted naked people become the chiefs of the people, that will be of its portents. The hour is one of 5 things which nobody knows except Allah. Verily, the knowledge of the hour is with Allah alone. He sends down the rain, and knows that which is in the wombs. 31.34. Then the man left. The Prophet said, call him back to me. They went to call him back, but could not see him. The Prophet said, that was Gabriel who came to teach the people their religion. See Hadith number 47 volume 1. Volume 6, book 60, number 301. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. The Prophet said, the keys of the unseen are 5. And then he recited, verily, the knowledge of the hour is with Allah alone. 31.34. Volume 6, book 60, number 302. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's Apostle said, Allah said, I have prepared for my pious worshippers such things as no eye has ever seen, no ear has ever heard of, and nobody has ever thought of. Abu Hurairah added, if you wish you can read, no soul knows what is kept hidden, in reserve, for them of joy as reward for what they used to do. 32.17. Volume 6, book 60, number 303. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, Allah said, I have prepared for my pious worshippers such things as no eye has ever seen, no ear has ever heard of, and nobody has ever thought of. All that is reserved, besides which, all that you have seen, is nothing. Then he recited, no soul knows what is kept hidden, in reserve, for them of joy as a reward for what they used to do. 32.17. Volume 6, book 60, number 304. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. The Prophet said, there is no believer but I, of all the people, I am the closest to him both in this world and in the hereafter. Recite if you wish, the Prophet is closer to the believers than their own selves. 33.6. So if a believer dies, leaves some property, then his relatives will inherit that property. But if he is in debt or he leaves poor children, let those, creditors and children, come to me, that I may pay the debt and provide for the children, for them I am his sponsor, surely. Volume 6, book 60, number 305. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar. We used not to call Zayd bin Haritha the freed slave of Allah's Apostle except Zayd bin Muhammad till the Kanich verse was revealed, call them, adopted sons, by the names of their fathers. That is more than just in the sight of Allah. 33.5. Volume 6, book 60, number 306. Narrated by Anas. We think that the verse, among the believers are men who have been true to their covenant with Allah, was revealed in favor of Anas bin an-Nadir.